Wait, all right, we're
Oh,
live. We're live. Welcome everybody to Podcast of Greed, Volume 2,
two.
where we're gonna be discussing all things Yu-Gi-Oh and the upcoming market, like what's gonna happen, what we see projections wise, and what we can reflect back on in the past week or so. So without further ado, Tony, you can introduce what you have for ideas.
Dude, I like the diffusion wave motion guy that retracted his $400 bid.
Oh yeah, wait, that was you?
No, that wasn't me. I
Oh.
did not bid on that. Dude, every time I see a card on eBay that I want to buy, I put like an initial bid on it just because it sends me alerts.
Yeah.
So like I bid on it initially only to get the alerts. That's it. So I put like the initial bid on it for like $35. I mean, now it's back up to 200, but um, that was. But so here's what STF isn't saying, right? So it was weird because he was like, well, somebody retracted their offer, so like it defaulted back to $35, which was my bid. But I don't understand what he means by that because if somebody bid, I didn't bid 460, I bid 35. So in order for it to be 460, somebody would have had to have bid 455 because you can't outbid yourself.
Wait, were you winning the thing though at 35?
Weeks ago, like a week ago, I was winning at 35, but it
Yeah,
defaulted from 460 all the way back to 35. So multiple people bidding would have had to retract their offers for that to happen. Not just one guy.
Yeah.
Because if one guy retracted his offer, it would have gone back to 455 or lower, whatever that guy's initial bid was, not mine, right?
Yeah.
Because he would have outbid me and it would have sat at 37 or whatever, not 400. Unless I don't think there's what is it when you you have a number that you don't want to go under for the auction.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it's called. Anyways, yeah. So it's a little weird, man, to see that. But I don't think he's shilling because why would I don't know, that would be weird. I don't think he's shilling. It's just weird, honestly.
Yeah.
Everybody would have had to retract their offers.
I'm with you. I don't. To be honest, I really think that card is not worth more than $300. Like,
No, I don't either.
I can't see that, but you know
Dude,
what?
there were some thirsty people bidding on it the last time. So, but I mean, I won't overpay for cards. I would much rather just wait for
Yeah.
one to come up at a price that I think is reasonable. I priced that card at like 250, 300, I think, for PSA.
Yeah. I was telling what's it called? I was telling what's his face, Jamie, that to me I would not pay more than what's it called? I would not pay more than $200. Like I just cannot see the value more than $200. It's a $10 card raw. It was never used.
Never.
It is a little bit off center. I can't deny that, but I don't know. I can't see it. It's it was used in the anime though. It was used.
Was it?
Yeah, with Dark Paladin, but still, trash card. I can't see it.
Mizera sold for 250.
Yeah, do you have that?
No, I did not win. I bet on it. I mean, I was willing to pay 175 for the card. I thought 175 was fair,
Yeah.
considering there just aren't many around.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can say this. It's Amo's card. I know he bought it raw, and I don't think that he paid a lot for it. So, I mean, like 100 times his profit, something like that. 100 times profit, 50 times his profit, something like that. So that's good. I mean, I'm glad he made money on it, but I won't pay 250 for that card. For the same reason, I won't pay like $700 for diffusion wave motion, regardless of how many there are.
That's insane, man. I'm telling you, when I see something that's like for like that's like a $10 card, right? And then I see that it's like pop 4 or 5, right? And then it shoots up in value so much. To me, that's a card that's going to tank because when I see something like it's like let me give you an example. Raikou, okay, Raikou from Neo Revelations. At one point, that was like a almost $3,000 card, okay, because it was like pop 6 or 7,
Right.
and then all of a sudden, like people were like aware of what it costs, and then everybody started sending their stuff in. And all of a sudden, it shot up to pop 20, and now it tanked to like all the way back down to 800. You know what I mean? And that's
Yep.
Raikou. That's like a legendary dog. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know. I just cannot see that card.
It won't sit at 800, dude. It won't. It can't.
Yeah, it's just not reasonable.
So, Mazera, Diffusion, Judgment sold for. I think. Did we already talk about these prices? I don't remember. So Dual Power is out. I got a box, and I wanted to open it.
You're gonna do a live unboxing?
I'm gonna do it right here. But I don't know what else we could talk about. I got a couple of grades back, so I did get my grades back for my 65-day sub. Super happy that it came through extremely fast, faster than my 25-day sub. So I got a PSA 10 Mask of Restrict. I got a PSA 10. What else did I get? Spirit of the Pharaoh, Burst Stream of Destruction. What else? There were 5 cards that I got in 10. I'm trying to remember them now. My Necrofear got a 9. My Harpy Lady and my Solemn Judgment that I sent back for a second attempt both got 9s again.
Wow.
Yeah. Right out of the pack, man. They're like Metal Raiders is it's centered. There's no issues with it. Like, and they're just getting 9s. So there must be something wrong with it.
Minty and you give up on it, I'll pick up the Judgment because I need one for my binder. So if you decide you want to give up on it,
Sheldon gave me this, so.
Oh yeah.
It's that. I mean,
Congrats.
super charitable, but and then so all I need is Solemn now. That's the last card I need.
I got Dark Necrofear. I graded PSA 10.
Did you really?
Yeah.
That one that I gave you?
No.
It was a different one?
I didn't even grade the one that you gave me.
Yeah. The one I graded came back a 9. So I think Necrofear is a great card. I'm not surprised that it's kind of like a low pop card. I don't think people sub it very much. And a lot of the ones that do get subbed are probably Play Weird or OC. Labyrinth of Nightmare has some centering problems because, I consider anything within proximity to Legacy of Darkness has centering problems. It's not as prolific, but
I recently opened the box and it was I didn't really get anything, to be honest. I got Magic Cylinder and it got a 9. The Necrofear got 10, and then the other is all 9s. So that was kind of unfortunate.
What do you think Necrofear in 10 is worth?
Sorry?
What do you think a PSA 10 Necrofear is worth? What do you reckon?
Probably like a little more than Mass Beast, like 350.
You think 350? Shit.
What do you think it's worth?
I was gonna say like 250.
No way. I got like pretty high offers for it anyway. Like I got really high offers, so I let it go.
For a PSA 10 Necrofear?
Yeah. I ended up letting it go, but what's it called? I also graded Chaos Command Magician, PSA 10.
Yep. Yeah, I pulled one.
Exodia Necros, PSA 10. The Blue Eyes that you gave me got 9.
Still $600, apparently.
Yeah, and the Blue Eyes bro, watch that card. The SDK, man. Holy, I've sent in like so many now, and it's actually really hard to grade. Like it's surprisingly hard to grade. I'm telling you, man. I subbed in a lot. Like I'm serious.
I hate on that card's price more than I think any other card out there.
SDK?
Yeah,
You're
I
crazy,
I don't see the value in it. I really don't.
crazy, bro. You can't even find any decks. First of all, you can't find any decks. The
Not
deck
anymore.
is going for like $800.
Yep.
Okay, and then like half of them are coming off center, or if the deck has any damage, likelihood is just that it's gonna be beat like inside.
These are pretty cool.
Yeah, no, they are. They're nice.
I actually like the dual power cards. I might put a set together. I don't know. I don't really care about like the blue cards. I don't really understand. Like,
I
dude,
stopped after Stardust. I never played more than Stardust.
yeah,
No, actually, I played XCs. I played Inzectors.
I never played. Yeah, I never even played white cards, whatever they are, synchros.
Yeah.
I never even played those. What was I going to talk about? I was going to talk about something, but I forget now. It keeps coming and going. Oh, Blue Eyes. Blue Eyes pop is up to 74 now.
Yeah, I've seen that. But
And
also the PSA 9 pop jumped up too.
did it?
It jumped up like 20 cards.
20.
Yeah,
Really? Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I graded an 8 and a 9 recently. Not mine, other people.
Did PSA did the Dark Paladin corrected art grade?
9.
9? Oh,
We're going to resend it.
oh, okay.
It's going to be resent. Why, you trying to buy a fourth?
Sorry?
You trying to buy a fourth?
Yeah.
Fuck you, man.
I am willing to pay a lot if somebody has these. I'm willing to pay a lot. Lot.
Man. Yep. So, yeah, PSA 10 Blue Eyes, Pop 74 now. They've been going up in increments of 1. So I don't think that any one sub had multiple 10 Blue Eyes in them.
Well, I don't think any even if there was, I don't think they would let two go. You know?
Well, that's my theory. Is that my working theory is that if you send two cards and they're both like relatively the same quality, one will get a 10 and one will get a 9. I have seen cards get 10s straight across. So I have had tournament pack cards like commons and stuff, where I submit 2 and all of them get 10s or 3. I've also had, LOB cards where I submit 3 of them, they're all packed fresh and they all get 9s. So,
Yeah. Did you see SPF Gaming's return? It was like yesterday or 2 days ago. Like straight tens. Like he pulled 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 1,
really,
10, 10, 10, 10, 10.
what did he send in?
I think he's moved on to PSV now. So there's like he hit like 10 supers of each PSV.
I don't care about that.
Yeah.
The hardest cards to get in PSV, like not in terms of cost, but just in finding them, is Ceasefire and Chain Destruction. I have had a very hard time finding those 2 cards.
Yeah, he graded like 3 chain destructions, so you should be able to pick one up.
Yeah, that's good because they've had that card has had a lower than 10 pop for a while now, and I think like Ian has one, and I don't know where they go. I know there's a Ceasefire on eBay right now for $250, but I won't pay $250 for it. I don't think it's worth $250. It's like, again, a $15 card.
Yeah.
Raw. So why would you pay $250 for that? I would rather just not have it.
Usually I take the raw cost, and multiply by 10, and that's how you know the value of a card.
Yeah.
Unless there's like some exception, like needleworm or like something like that.
What do you think about lost art cards?
Lost art. These things are hard to grade, man. They come out.
The lost anything recent. especially promos, are hard to grade because the foil is shit.
Yeah, the foil's trash.
They scratch super easy. Like the old foils were much better. Even if you did get a scratch on the foil, like it didn't look as horrific.
Yeah.
A lot of these cards coming out of packs will have like lamination prints like straight down the hollow.
Yep.
Because they just don't care about quality anymore. Konami is really, really, really shit quality out. And you can even see like some of the ones that do grade 10 have those lamination errors and issues. So I could see how going forward in the future, grading cards like this, it's going to be extremely challenging to get 10s. Just
Yeah,
because.
no, I agree. That's why I told you when. Do you remember that post I made on the Duelist Kingdom cards?
Yeah, it's the same thing with those. Same thing.
Bro, I opened like 5, and all of them had print lines on them, and I graded all of them. I got only 110. I got 5 sets.
So I'm trying to get it focused, but a lot of times, like the lamination will be straight down the card, and you can even see like the gold foiling on the letter is darker than
It's really
Yeah, I'm not gonna. It's just darker. I mean, I don't really like it, but I do like the art. So I do think these cards are worth buying and holding on to. Lost art. I
I
like
think
Lost
PSA
Art.
10s are worth holding on to, in my opinion.
What's that?
I think PSA 10s of those are worth holding on to because
Yeah, I've been buying up as many as I can find, really. And oh, I forgot I bought this.
oh yeah,
It's off center.
it's on eBay. It's $200. So I owe you $8. I owe you $750.
I thought I said 300, but
Oh yeah. Sorry, you did. You said 300. Yeah.
yeah. And in an attempt to be honest and forthcoming, it has not crossed the $300 threshold yet. So who owes who $8 is still up for debate. God damn it! This is why I need a knife, but whatever. I want to see this. Creature Swap is a great card to invest in. I just don't see a lot that come back as 10s. I mean, this is like a pack fresh card, but it'll never grade 10.
Oh. Did you get Asian Mystical Elf?
A what?
Asian Mystical Elf?
I think so. Maybe.
Yeah.
Is that for you?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
I don't know if it's here yet. I just bought this card to put in the binder. I mean, I like Creature Swap. I think it's a cool card. So,
Did you? Okay. Sorry. Oh, about that.
go ahead.
What's it called? I want to talk about foreign languages cards. What do you think of foreign languages?
Mm-hmm.
Not OCG per se, but stuff like I have for example like the French Blue Eyes. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. There's a
PSA
place for
10.
cards like that.
So this is a PSA 10 French Blue Eyes.
Pop one.
Pop 1. I don't think
Pop one.
any of them have been graded. Like I don't think anything else has been graded. The box is like non-existent.
I've never even seen the box.
Yeah, exactly. And
Never even seen it. I don't even know what it looks like.
like, and also these foreign languages cards, they're very off center. Like not just the French ones, like the European ones, the Australian ones, they're always cut horrendously.
Really?
Yeah, they are like very, very badly.
I've
So
never seen them.
I want to discuss what do you think something like this would cost? Because it is very niche. Like, there's no denying that. I mean, like, who else other than me right now collects like strictly Blue Eyes? You know? So,
Foreign language cards have a place for people who are collecting types of cards, not set collectors, because I don't think anyone's trying to build a French Canadian LOB set.
yeah,
Like as a registry set, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
but if you're a Blue Eyes collector or a Dark Magician Girl collector or whatever, then there's a place for, or a corrected art Paladin collector. Then you have corrected art, you have the Asian one, you have the Korean one, What else was Magician Force released in? It's English, Asian English,
And that's
Korean.
it.
That's
That's
it.
why it's so printed.
Yeah, I only think it's Korean, English, and Asian English.
I don't even think it's Korean.
No, there's Korean. There is.
Oh yeah,
I have one here. That's somebody submitting a Korean Dark Magician girl.
Yeah. It's Korean, Asian English, and regular English.
Yep. So just 3 languages.
Yeah.
So I got some cards. Woohoo! Masaki, the legendary swordsman. Pretty stoked about that. I am officially like 76% complete with this set.
What do you think the harp is gonna be? Is it gonna be fake?
What?
Is the harp going to be fake, you think?
No. It doesn't
Alright.
look fake. I'll show you. I have a fake card right here.
Thank you for that, alright?
This is a fake card.
Wow.
I looked at one of the things that the fake cards don't do well is they don't do the typeset right. So like all the words and stuff aren't the right font. They don't fit well. And as I looked at it, I realized that everything checked out. I mean, the card looks real. So thank you. I mean that was huge. That's the last rare that I needed.
$15. Congrats.
That's insane, dude. Yeah, and then a Cage Musha picked up, and Ray and Temperature. So this is this one is first print. This one is not. So Blue Eyes Pop going up. I don't think it affects price too much. I think that you're still looking at like 6 to 8 for wavy, and then probably like 4 or 5 for glossy. Do you think that's right?
I would say so, yeah. I would say once the pop starts hitting like 90 to 100, that's when you start seeing like a little bit of a dip. I don't think it will keep going up because look, the market is gonna go like this right now, and then once the pop starts like rising, it's gonna go down a little bit, and then maybe like within a year or so, it's gonna go back up. So the time to sell would be at this point, not today, not right now. Like I say, if you can get 8 for it, dude, let it go. You know, if you can get 8 to 9, maybe 10, let it go, and then you can get it later for cheaper, and then go back up, and then it'll go back up. That's how I would say it. Like for me, if somebody gave me 10K for mine, it's gone. You know, and then I could just rebuy it later once the thing dips.
Necroz Mirror. What do you think about Speed Duel? Have you looked at Speed Duel at all?
Not at all.
So the concept is that you have a smaller field. So you have like three monster zones and 3 trap zones, and you start off with like less cards in your hand. And they have these new cards called skill cards that like activate, and depending on what they do, like they continue to activate. So I think for like Mai or whatever her name is, May, if you draw a Harpy card, you can cycle it for another card. And it's a continuous effect. But it's not like it's not a trap, it's not a monster, it's not a magic card, it's a skill card.
They kind of look like Eureka's to me. That's why I don't really. They literally look fake to me.
Well, one of the issues that I have with this with Speed Duel is that it seems like it's an attempt by Konami to reboot Yu-Gi-Oh! Because in Speed Duel, you can only use Speed Duel cards. And they have to say Speed Duel like here. So in order to get Speed Duel cards, you have to buy Speed Duel packs. So I can't go in there with any of these cards because they're not Speed Duel. Even though the card is the same, it's the same card. You can only use Speed Duel cards. So I don't know what they're going to do with it, but there's only one box of Speed Duel cards out and 2 starter decks. So it seems to me like Konami is starting a reboot of Yu-Gi-Oh! And what they might do is introduce set cycling. So when you play in the tournament, you can only use the current sets or whatever. I know Magic does that. I know Pokemon does that. I don't know if Yu-Gi-Oh will do that. In the past, Yu-Gi-Oh has never done that. You can use any card as long as it's tournament legal and not banned on the banned list. So I don't know what will become of it, but it seems like a reboot attempt. I don't know how I feel about that yet.
I don't like when you aren't able to use like predecessor
Yeah, the preceding
whatever card, because the thing is with that is it just takes people that were from played before out of the game completely, you know. This is what I didn't like about, for example, pendulums. Like, you need a brand new mat. You need same with the link stuff. Like, you need new mat. You need new things for that. And to me, I just don't like that. You know, it seems very exclusive
right
of the new
generation. I got it. Yeah.
Congrats.
That's what I wanted, dude. That's the only card I wanted in the whole set. All right. Dude, I love that card.
That's like Dark Paladin and Magician of Black Chaos combined.
$8,000 right now. Who wants it? Wing Dragon and Shadow Construct. Don't care about Shadows. I remember when what was that? What's that card's name? Shadow something. Yeah. It's a fusion. I forget what it is. I remember reading that effect, and it was like it basically says that you can't do shit when you activate this card's effect. And I was like, man, this is OP. And the card wasn't expensive at the time. So I bought a few of the ultis. I don't know where they went. They're somewhere. But apparently it's like a very playable card right now. People use like Future Fusion or something like that, or Super Poly to get it out. Shadow Construct. I think that's what it's called. Or Shadow. I don't know. I don't care. It's a weird card, but one other thing. What's that?
Another thing that I wanted to talk about was unlimited booster boxes. Where do you see it going?
What do I see each one going for?
So let's talk about, for example, LOB and MRD.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so MRD, I could tell you myself, for example, I sold LOB unlimited boxes, the ones with a square logo. I sold those for ranging from 700 to 800. Okay.
That's a lot.
I've gotten offers for like around 425 to 450 for my MRD unlimited with the square logo. But I'm holding up for that 500. Once I get that 500, then I would sell. But because there's really not any on the market right now, so you know I'm the one that's controlling.
That's crazy, dude. That's so much.
And I think MRD will really rise up, because I feel like they really printed a lot of LOB Unlimited. I mean, everywhere I'm looking, there's LOB Unlimited box. Like there's.
So, yes, I agree that there's a ton of LOB Unlimited. Here is an issue to consider. Reprint cards from the boxes like Dual Power. Those cards are being graded as 2002 cards. I don't think that there is a way to get PSA to not do that, because it's not a specific set. You know what I mean? So yeah. I don't think that PSA, and I don't think it's worth the work, which is why I've just stopped talking to them about it, because I think at a certain point the market self-regulates, right? So people are going to look at this card and they're going to say, this is a reprint. Some people, other people who don't know anything, I mean, but those people will always buy stupid shit and they'll always lose money on whatever they buy. But for the intelligent investor, people who know shit about what they're buying, right? They look at that card and they say, oh, this is a reprint. Like when Misprint Shark, when Dylan put those cards up for auction as 2002 cards and didn't say that they were reprints, which some people took issue with. I don't really care what the man does, and I don't really care what people buy. If they're willing to pay the price, then it's on them to make sure that they understand what it is they're buying. I would not have bought those cards for that price, but I think that to a certain extent, that does affect the unlimited market. So that's my only caveat about unlimited cards, grading them in the raw card market in the unlimited world. I think
that's why, unless it has like a lowered name, I don't really touch it.
Yeah.
I just feel like the lowered name is an indicator, whether it's like wavy or like half wavy or whatever. You know, once the name is lowered, that's an indication. Like, because sometimes like the font color, it can change with the camera you're using and stuff like that. The name being lowered, that's a clear indication of it being printed in 2002.
Yep.
So that's what I would look for if I was looking to buy unlimited stuff.
Yeah, oh, that's what it is. El Shadow Construct. There it is. That's the card I was talking about.
Yeah, El Shadow, yeah.
Yeah, what does this card say? If this card is special summoned, send one shadow card from your deck to the graveyard. At the start of your gambling step, if this card battles a special summon monster, destroy that monster. Wow. That's why people play it.
No, it's a good card. Is heavily used.
Yeah, it should be. Unlimited boxes. So Legend of Blue Eyes has is it 3? No, it's 2. It's Legend of Blue Eyes has 2 different boxes. There is a 505 box, and then there is
Are we talking about square logo only?
What's that?
Are we talking about only square logo?
No, I'm talking about the original box without the square logo. The ones that came before. The ones with the square logo came after. I think those are 2000.
No, the square logo are the ones that came first. And then there's the ones with the rectangle logo. So I'm going to show, well, actually, I'm just going to show on the screen.
Show me. Because we're probably talking about the same thing. I can't imagine that we're disagreeing with each other here. I'm just probably using the wrong words. That happens more often than not. I'm talking about the ones that have the rectangular logo in the top right of the box. Those are the later prints.
That's correct, yes. So just going to show it to the people that are watching just so that they're aware of what's going on. So just so you guys know, all right, so in 2003, Konami changed its logo from, you see the square logo right here? So I'm going to show you guys right now. So you see the square logo right here? This was changed to this logo right here. Okay, so anything you see like this is after 2003, and anything you see like with this is before 2003.
Correct.
So LOB has 4 boxes that have this square logo on it. Actually, 5, I think 5 boxes. So the first one is the first edition wavy, which has actually, let's talk about the first edition non-wavy, like the glossy. It has a really unique first edition. So if you guys can see on the bottom right, it has a unique first edition. Like there's no other boxes that have this first edition where it's like really thick font, big, and really close to the spellcaster circle. Spellcaster circle is this yellow circle right here that I'm talking about.
That's correct. It is the only box with a large print font that for the first edition.
Exactly. So
all the other boxes have smaller letters and numbers.
Exactly. So the wavy print, the way to know between a wavy and a non-wavy. So the glossy, it has a really unique box. So the box is a little bit the font is big, and it's very close to the spellcaster circle.
Go to the barcode picture.
Sorry?
Go to the picture of the barcode.
1 second. So the barcode picture is right here.
Yeah. So here's what I'll say about this. There are 2 barcodes for first edition, right? There's a 48-3 over 42, and then there is a 52-1 over 48. And what the difference is is one is Trihorn Dragon and one is Gaia the Dragon Champion. So this is a Trihorn Dragon box, right? It says 48-3, and then the barcode on the very bottom says 42 at the end of it. That means that it's going to have packs in it that have 4-3 on the bottom of the pack where the barcode is, and those are Trihorn Dragon packs. I don't know if the packs inside are 5-3 packs or if they're 49-X packs. I've been confused about this, and I've had conflicting reports about it. I know that when I opened my second print box, it had 5-3-X in the box, even though the 48-3 was on the barcode. So my theory is that all these boxes were produced at the same time. They just used a different typeset to interspace the difference between wavy and glossy for some reason. I'm still confused about why wavy and glossy have the same barcode. You would think that if they were different print runs, they would have different barcodes, but they don't. Even though the top, like you said, has a different typeset for the first edition.
Wait, what do you mean?
Does that all make sense? Did I say a lot?
Wait. So you're saying that
on wavy boxes.
So wavy boxes. So let's talk about Trihorn boxes. On wavy and glossy, they have the same code at the bottom.
They have the same barcode, correct?
Okay, but the front is different.
The only difference is the typeset for first edition.
The typeset.
There was a point in time where I thought that all the glossy boxes had 5-2 on the barcode, but that's incorrect. The only barcode with 5-2 on it is a Gaia the Dragon Champion box, and it only comes in glossy. That's it. All the Trihorn Dragon boxes are 48-3 boxes, even if they're glossy boxes or wavy boxes for some reason. Don't know why.
Okay, but what about the front here? Like the front, for a wavy and a glossy Trihorn box, the front would differ, correct?
Yes, because the typeset is different. The wavy boxes are smaller typeset.
Okay, so
always.
So the information we have right now is this: that wavy boxes, they look like this. Okay, you could just say this one. So oh no. I'm just gonna show you this.
Just look up sold listings. There should be one sold.
If you guys look at the Metal Raiders first edition, you see how it's like really far and away from the spellcaster circle.
Yep.
The font is very different. Well, it's not different. It's just smaller and it's further away. Just like on, let's go back to. So this is a wavy, I believe. Okay. You can see the font is smaller and it's further away. So.
And again, the barcode.
The barcode is
48-3 over 42. Same barcode.
Yeah. So the way to know if your box is wavy is like if it matches the other sets. Okay, like if it matches the other sets, that's how you know. Now the second box that they came out with, that came after, is the first edition Asian English, which is this one right here. Okay, this one also has a square logo, which means this one was also released in 2002. Okay, so this is another thing to know. So what's it called? So now you have glossy. You have glossy with Trihorn, glossy with wavy with Trihorn, and then you have Asian English, Asian English. Asian English.
Sorry, I'm looking at the
first edition. And then there's one more box that was actually released in 2002, which is the European box. The way I know this is because I will show you right now.
Yo, I'm here. Sorry.
Don't worry. So the way I know this is I have these are European boxes. I don't believe there's any on eBay, and it has a square logo as well. Okay. Now the thing about European boxes is they have something unique on them, which is the back. So
Why is my
on these,
is this not working?
on these, you can see that the barcode is the same. It ends in 898, but the bottom it has stickers, and this sticker was put under the wrapping, which means it came right out of factory. What's up? Oh, what are you doing? Okay, so this sticker came under the wrapping, and because it's under the sorry, I have to correct myself. My bad.
Sorry. I had to leave and come back.
So under the wrapping, there's a sticker, and then I had there's two versions. There's 2.3, and then there's 2.4.
What is that?
This is for the European boxes.
Really?
Correct, yeah. And the 2.3, it has Trihorn for sure because I pulled Trihorn from this. Okay.
Does it always have that sticker?
Yeah, this is from under the wrapping. Like the wrapping goes on top of this. So it's pre.
Does it have a barcode?
It does have a barcode, but it's the exact same as the what's it called? It's the exact same barcode for both of them.
Okay. Yeah, so the barcode doesn't matter for that.
Exactly. That's why I think it's the stickers on the bottom that changed the thing, that changed the box.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. And there is a Gaia European because I have an uncut sheet of that. So like it's not like that doesn't exist. So yeah, those are the 5 boxes actually. 5 boxes that have been released in 2002. That 5 LOB boxes.
VJ asked, "Are you guaranteed to get a secret in old school boxes?" The answer is no.
No, it's not. I opened both of these European boxes. I only pulled one Trihorn, and it was in the 2.3 box. It was not in the 2.4.
So, yeah, there are 3 first edition Legend of Blue Eyes boxes, and then there are 2 unlimited boxes. The 2 unlimited box barcodes are 50-5 and 54-8. And I believe the 54-8 has the Gaia because I know that 50-5 has Trihorn Dragon. I'm 100% sure about 50-5. Every 50-5 that you open, you will get a Trihorn Dragon. Not if it's in the box. So, and then
I believe PSA cards of the European boxes will be extremely sought after. These cards.
You really think Euro cards are going to be sought after? I don't know if I agree with that.
You'll see. These are some of the pulls that I pulled. Look at this. Look at the center on this.
So it's off center. Yeah.
It's really off center. This is like LOD level of off center. Look at that.
Yeah, that's not good.
And out of the 2 boxes, look, like too many rebugs. Same thing.
Yeah, it's the same sheet.
Everything's LOD. Everything's LOD level of off center. So I believe that they'll be sought after, especially the Blue Eyes. I think the Blue Eyes will be very sought after.
Yeah, there are going to be people who collect all the Blue Eyes cards.
I mean, Dark Magician too. I think Dark Magician, like you could look at, for example, there's always going to be like Gem Mint, a Gem Mint Pokemon. That guy has every version of base set. You know, like TCA Gaming has every version of base set. So that to me is an indicator that like there's going to be people that want this, and I think if you can grade this in the PSA 10, like you can really control the market because I don't see a lot of these being up for grading. With that being said, I do regret opening a box. I do regret it.
There's one more thing for LOB that's out there, and that's blisters, and all the blisters are 4.6-7.
First edition?
No, unlimited.
No. Oh yeah. We're not there yet. We're just talking first edition right now.
Oh.
First edition 2002. This is all you have. Now in 2003, you have first edition Australian, and that came out after. And that one has the box. It has the same.
I thought Australian was 2002.
No, it has the logo. It has the square. It has the rectangle logo.
I think you're wrong.
All right, we'll see. So first edition, you can see here the European. It has the exact same font as the wavy first edition LOB. That's just another thing to note.
Is it not on here?
No, there is.
It's not listed on the wiki. Worldwide, Asian English, Oceanic, first edition. It's not listed on here.
Hold on.
I know that the French Canadian and the Korean was released in 03.
Right there.
Where is it? Let me see.
So
I don't know if that's true. Then
you guys see that? It's a 2003 first edition box.
And that's Australian.
Correct. Yeah. And it follows the same suit as the wavy, and this is why I made the case that wavy came after, because it has the same thing as the first edition boxes that came in 2003. Another thing is that, for example, hold on. Another thing that I was looking at is these, which are these are Canadian Blue Eyes packs, and these are the only packs I've ever seen online. Okay, and
I've never even seen those. That's cool.
And these are first edition, and they have the new logo, which means that they came out in 2003.
So you think Australian came out in 2003?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, never came out at the same time. All of these.
I gotta tell PSA then, because PSA will have to migrate all the Australian shit to a 2003 listing.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Same with like Labyrinth of Nightmare. Labyrinth of Nightmare was 2002, I believe.
No.
No?
Labyrinth of Nightmare is 2003. It's the first set released in 03.
Okay, then that means that Australian might be even later.
03 was the last.
Hold on, let's look it up.
Labyrinth, the last set in 02 was Pharaoh's Servant. Yes.
Okay,
I think it came out in October.
So we're gonna go to
I think it did.
Okay. So Labyrinth of Nightmare, we can see like these are the first edition North American, and they have square logo. And I'm pretty sure this is 2002, man. Oh wait, no, it's not. It's 2003. You're right. Okay, March 1st.
Labyrinth of Nightmare. Yeah, it's the first one released in 03.
Okay, so then that means that the square logo carried on until what's the next set after Labyrinth?
Legacy. You can literally click on it. It says next set.
Oh, true. Okay, yeah, and that one has what's it called? The rectangle logo. Hold on, that means we can narrow it down. This one came out when? June? Okay, so between March and June, there was the change in the logo. Wait, let's look at
Ephraim commented.
I don't know
who that is. Australia First Ed is the last LOB set. First Ed set is the last LOB First Ed set that was released. It only has first edition, not unlimited cards. They're actually reprints. So, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, because it came after. Like it came after Labyrinth of Nightmare, 100%.
Yeah. That means I'm gonna have to tell PSA that they have to migrate their shit over. That sucks.
Let's see.
Because they've been grading everything 2002. Crazy.
LOB. DUI.
You're looking in English North America. That's why it's not.
No, I'm not. I'm looking at. Hold on. Did these have the logo on them? I'm trying to narrow down when the logo shift was, because if it's 100% between March and June, somewhere in there. So I'm trying to figure out what sets came out in between there. What other stuff came out in 2002? I mean, what other stuff came between Labyrinth
TP2.
That
TP2 came out in October of 2002, September.
No, I need something past after Labyrinth of Nightmare. What came out after Labyrinth of Nightmare? Other than Legacy of Darkness. Like in between Legacy and Labyrinth of Nightmare.
TP3. I don't know. Starter Deck Pegasus.
Oh, actually, yes.
And all these cards are real. Woo!
Well, Joe, when did this come out?
2004. The starter deck came out in 2003.
March 30th. Okay, so it's after March, so it's after April. Wait, what? Okay, so after April. So between April and June
is when they put the new logo on it.
Exactly. That way we can narrow down like when exactly the shift, because there's unlimited Metal Raiders boxes. Like for example, hold on.
Are there two types of Metal Raiders boxes?
I've never seen a rectangle logo Metal Raiders, but I've seen actually let's look it up right now. So this is my unlimited box. There's first edition box. First edition box. Okay,
what
so the
box is you selling for?
Sorry?
First edition. What's a first ed Metal Raiders box worth these days?
Well, I got an offer on here for like 1,800, and the last one sold for 1,800.
God, golly, man.
Okay, so Metal Raiders European came out after 2000, after April 2003.
Did they? I don't know.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so the shift happened somewhere between April and June. That's what I have so far. If somebody knows something of a set that came out in between Labyrinth of Nightmare and Legacy of Darkness,
nothing.
Like a subset or reprint set or something like that.
2003 tins. One of the things I'm trying to do related to 2003 tins is send in a misprint Trihorn Dragon, the ultra rare one, for authentication. When I get it in the mail, it's not mine. I'm gonna send a note to PSA and find out if they will authenticate it, because they do that for Gaia. They have the gold letter misprint, is what they call it. So I sent my 10 in for attribution. So I think that they'll do that. I just need to convince them that Trihorn Dragon is also a real misprint. But I do have some stock in PSA, so I think they'll listen to me
I think any of those reverse foils should be indicated. In my opinion, it's a pretty.
You want them to authenticate reverse foils as well?
Well, that's what we're talking about, no?
No, I'm talking about the ultra rare Trihorn Dragon.
Oh, ultra. Yeah. That should be that. I think reverse foils should be easier to identify than the ultra rare Trihorn.
I just don't know that they really care about the reverse foil thing. You understand what I'm saying? Does it matter to them so much that they're gonna attribute it, or does it matter to the community so much? Like, what's the difference?
In my opinion, I think it matters because that narrows it back to 2002, 100%. You know,
Reverse foils would have been out in 2003,
or 2003. Like it's not a reprint. You know,
right? So
that's another way of identifying.
I'm gonna talk about like the larger Yu-Gi-Oh world here for a second. There's so I consider everything between Legend of Blue Eyes and Ancient Sanctuary classic, or you could call it foundational. I don't call it foundational anymore. I call it classic because I think classic is just easier. It's less syllables for people. So I think everything after that is something else. Because like in the Magic community, they have like things they call vintage and other things, you know. So in Yu-Gi-Oh, people call it GOAT, but I've seen GOAT refer to like 2002 to 2005. I mean, I don't really lump 2005.
Wait. I figured out another piece of data.
Uh-huh.
Asian English Pharaoh's Servant came out at the end of April, 21st of April 2003.
Uh-huh.
So that means it's between May and June that the shift happened. What's the one after that? Labyrinth of Nightmare, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, continue. Sorry, go ahead.
So the first 11 sets with the subsidiary tournament packs between 2002 and 2004, that's what I would consider classic. I think once you drop secret rares, you no longer are talking about classic Yu-Gi-Oh! Because the Yu-Gi-Oh! That I remember had 2 secret rares in the box. And then I didn't stay on board after that. So to me, classic Yu-Gi-Oh! Is LOB to AST. Because I remember AST coming out. And that's about the last box I remember. I don't know what you think about that, but I'm trying to get the community to buy in on this classic verbiage, on the semantics.
I wouldn't say like Invasion of Chaos is classic in my opinion.
So what do you think classic Yu-Gi-Oh! Is?
I think
2002 to 2003?
Yeah, and then 2003. Yeah, what is it? Dark Crisis or Magician's Force? One of those two. I don't.
I think Dark Crisis is the last pack in 2003. When did TP3 come out? 2003, I thought, right?
2003, yes.
And what about TP4? That was 2004. Or was that 2003 as well?
Hold on.
TP4, I don't know. I remember getting TP4 packs. So at the tournament, so it must have been 2003 because that was a Dark Crisis tournament. I think.
Yeah, 2003, and then Tournament Pack 4 was at the end of 2003.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't really care about TP5 or TP6 really. TP6 is better than 5. TP5 had a lot of anime monsters in it. Big Shield Gardna, Magical Thorns. Those are 2 anime cards that I remember. And then TP7 had DD Warrior and some other weird things. TP8 was better though. I think TP7 and TP8 are weird. It's weird how like people really like those TP packs, even though like none of those cards are really playable. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't really like TP cards.
So,
I just think Morphing Jar is sick. Like it just looks sick.
there's one on eBay, the Jinzo jar and PSA 10.
Yeah, they can keep it.
The guy wants $1 billion, dude. He wants Albania's GDP for that one card. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. So whatever. I don't have a lot else to say. I'm gonna try and get something to eat here pretty soon. So let's
You wanna wrap it up?
Yeah.
Sure.
Dude, I'm happy I pulled this card though. This is the only card I gave a shit about in the whole set. So thank you.
Congrats.
Yeet. All right.
All right. So one thing we discovered today is that the Konami logo switch happened between May and June, and anything with a new logo came after. So that means the Australian LOB came out in 2003 and did not come out in 2002, and it came out after mid 2003. So it's definitely a reprint set, like what Efren said, and
yeah, having that conversation with PSA is going to be great.
Yeah, I would say also that the other languages are also 2003 cards, so they're not 2002.
With the exception of like German, Portuguese, and Spanish. Those are 2002.
Are you sure?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I don't think so, man.
G? They don't even use G anymore. Now it's DE.
Yeah, but they don't use C either.
No, they don't.
Hold on, I'll show you. One sec.
Right. What do you think about these LOBE cards, like the ones that, because these are MRLE.
What? Sorry?
Like an MRLE Pot of Greed.
Yeah.
First edition.
Okay. What about it?
Because it's like there are a bunch of Legend of Blue Eyes cards that are in the European Magic Ruler set, like Flame Swordsman, for example.
And that's another thing that leads me to believe that what's it called? That Wavies came after, because they took out Guy the Dragon Champion, like how they took out Flames in the next one.
Well, they took Flame Swordsman out of the European one only. I don't think that's related. I don't think it's correlated to the succession of foiling. Even though we agree to disagree on which one came first.
This is the what's it called? This is the Spanish, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah. So you see, this one is new logo. So this means it came out past June 2003. And
what does the Wikia say?
Sorry?
The Wikia says France, Germany, Italy, and Spain, March 8th, 2002.
Yeah, that's not possible. Because look at the logo.
I don't know, man. It's what it says.
PSV was coming out like way after. PSV Tournament Pack, TP2 came out way after.
I'm not saying the Wikia is perfect, but I don't know. The Wikia says 2002.
Okay, so which one do you take? Do you take the word of like an outsource, or do you take the word of what's being printed on the box?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'll just not say anything. I don't. It doesn't really. I don't think it matters a whole lot. But
okay, look.
I don't really know. I don't know.
Let's say this. Let's say this. If I mean, maybe the do you think maybe it was printed like somewhere else?
Maybe. I mean, it's not impossible for them to have different. Oh, that's interesting. They have IPCs on the box. You might be right, because IPCs weren't used until Metal Raiders.
Yeah.
I think they were printed later, but I don't know that they were printed in 2003. I don't know. But they weren't printed with the original Legend of Blue Eyes English printing, because English Legend of Blue Eyes didn't use IPCs.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure the wavy and the glossy were printed at different locations, like in a different area. Like it might have been like one in China, one in the States. You know what I mean? Or
Possible.
something like that. Because um, everything about the boxes matches up. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing that indicates that this was printed later, other than the font, in my opinion, of the first edition. Other than that, it really there's nothing indicates. So I'm pretty sure it was just printed in different location.
It could be.
Let's say that glossy was printed after. Okay, if it was printed after, it would have the attributes of stuff that was printed after, just like how first edition European has.
There would be a logical manufacturing progression. I agree with you.
Yeah, so I don't think there's.
It stands to reason that there would be.
So I'm pretty sure it was printed same time, different location. Or what's it called? It was print. There's no way that wavy was printed first. Like this is what I'm saying. Like there's no way it was printed first because the later sets they have a closer texture to wavy than they do to glossy.
Maybe they're fake.
Like, I wouldn't put that past them. Honestly, I wouldn't put it past them. Like that. How is it that these fakes are like so close to what they're called? The
Maybe Upper Deck just made them without telling Konami.
And I wouldn't put that either. Past them, you know. But anyway, either way, all I know is I think it's factually incorrect to call them first and second print. I really don't think it's fair to like look. You guys know I own both. Other than the blue eyes and a glossy red eyes, I own both. So, in my opinion, I think it's authentically not fair to call first or second. I do agree that there is difference in the card stock, and it should be identified. I definitely agree with that. It should be identified because everything should be identified if there's some variation, because that's how you get like a legit community. Like I mean, the blue eye, the Blastoise in in Pokemon, bro. Like there's like a small thing right here that they try to identify. You know what I mean? Or like these things, they try to identify like if one of these is like a tiny bit smaller than the other one. So I do think we should identify all the variation in order to establish.
You say we, like you're talking about PSA, or you're talking about the community?
I think the community. You know what I mean? Like I think we should authenticate like how you can get each of these variations.
I agree with you there.
Because
I don't
that's
think
how
PSA has a place doing it, but I think that we do.
No, I don't think PSA should really care, to be honest, because at the end of the day, like it's very hard. I mean, there's stuff that's like very obvious, like the gold lettering. I think reverse foil should be corrected. I think ultimate rares, like I can't believe there's no ultimate rare indication. Like that is craziness to me. Like the fact that my Cyber Dragon can be like I can't even tell if my Cyber Dragon is a super rare or an ultimate rare in the submission. That's crazy, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's very dumb. So yeah, I think we should work on that.
Nope. All right, I'm gonna hang up here, but it's been good, and we'll do it again next week for sure.
Absolutely. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Yeah, everybody, take care.
See you next week.